Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Hopefully, everything is working. Um, let's see. Yes, everything is working. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. I'm an author and photographer, and every single Saturday we sit and we chat for an hour and a half, and we plan our week or a month, or we journal, do art, chit chat, whatever. Today, I am setting up my week in my Jibun Techo biz. I'm going to be doing some backfilling because I am completely. So, my goal for this month was to get back into my planners, but we've had a series of dog health issues. Both our dogs now have required urgent medical care. If you, hello, Anomic. What are you working on this week? Nice to see you too, Solange. So last week I had to cancel because we were in the ER all night with Archer. And then this week we had to have urgent medical treatment for Ziggy for the same reasons. And originally, Archer was going to have urgent surgery next week, but now Ziggy's going to be having the surgery and Archer's going to be on standby. So both dogs may be getting surgery next week. It's been stressful. um, when this is all said and done, it's going to be close to $10,000 in vet bills for the dogs. So it's understandable why I have completely fallen out of my planners since the beginning of the month, because I've just been barely able to manage to keep. Thank you, Anomic. So they will be fine. They get these things called sebaceous cysts, and they're cysts that form in their hair follicles. They're tumors slash cysts. They're not cancer, but they get them all the time. They've had surgery for them before, but they've never burst. And they had their wellness checkup. I guess it will be 2 weeks ago now on Monday, and we think it was the dog doing final aspirates to make sure that it wasn't cancerous tumors that aggravated their cysts and caused them to be infected. And within 24 hours, they like quadrupled in size and burst and erupted. Archer almost went into shock. His was so painful and horrible. And so we had to take him to the emergency room. Ziggy's we had to drain and treat at home. It was gross before he had urgent care. And because we went through it with Archer just a couple days prior to going through it with Ziggy, we knew how to manage it and what to do before we could get in to see the vet. So yeah, it's been a lot. It has been stressful, and I've gotten pretty much nothing done other than some things that I had to get done. So I'm gonna see if this week I can catch up, but I doubt I'll be able to, and I still have to like backfill in here. Like we went to the ER and we vet, and we had another vet appointment in here somewhere that I did not write down, and I don't know why. It's been a number. Also, though, in good news, on Monday, focus on Monday. I learned that I am a finalist for the Pacific Northwest Book Prize, which I cannot believe because this book prize is all the genres against each other in all age groups, and three or six nonfiction and six fiction are chosen for to be finalists, and then three authors from each category are winners. And so I have a 50-50 chance of becoming a winner. And one of the last year's winner in the nonfiction category is the author of The Food Lab, which is an amazing, and he won for his book, The Walk, which is like why am I even in the same category as this person? Um, it has been a week, a very emotional week. And I found out this news about the book prize right as I was, thank you, Anomic. Um, right before I was to get into the bang bang chugga chugga bang torture machine. Thank you, Solange, aka MRI, for my yearly 1 hour scan of my spinal cord tumor. And it was so, and I was dysregulated because I hadn't had a chance to sleep properly, and I had to keep still. Yes, The Food Lab was a great book. So was the book The Walk. But yeah, but yes, people know The Food Lab, I think, more than they know The Walk. Um, and so having to keep still as I'm vibrating with energy because, oh my God, I'm I kind of thank you, Solange. Being a finalist in a single, like in cookbook awards, is not going to be such a shock, but this is all the books against all the other books without being narrowed down, and there was like 300 books that were in consideration, and they're chosen by independent booksellers, and some independent bookseller decided that my book was like worthy enough that they would fight for it to be a finalist, and I just could not. It was amazing. Amanamik is saying Kenji is an awesome guy in general. Yeah, he is. I watched his acceptance speech from last year from the book prize, and he's just a genuine, yes, that's the word, nice guy. And but I can't believe I'm in like the same category as him. It's unbelievable to me. Number five, Monday is the day in lieu for today's Remembrance Day. Oh, so that has been my week. It has been eventful. I find out if I'm a winner. This is my birthday week in the first week of January. It's also the week. Yeah. So maybe I'm like right before my birthday, I may win my first book award. So that is something. It's yes, amazing is an appropriate word to use for sure. Did I put this in the? I'm missing. Okay, I'm looking for number five. I keep hiding pens on myself, and I'm not quite sure. This is 3, 8. This is not 5. Okay, and it's not in here. I must have put it up here. No. Ha. Well, that's a conundrum. Like, where would I have put it? The dogs? Oh, is that it hiding here? Aha! It is underneath of a drawer. It got rolled away. There we go. Solange, hope you celebrated your success. Yes, I ordered in. That's how I celebrate things, is by ordering in food. And I was disappointed with the food. I got cheesecake instead of making it, and I ordered this thing that was supposed to have a hint of curry. I couldn't taste any South Asian flavors in it whatsoever. It was so bland. This is what I get for trying something new. Every time I try something new on a menu, it is so disappointing. And I just have to stop doing that. But yes, I did celebrate. I wrote a blog post about it on my personal website if anybody is interested in reading that. Um, and it's weird. Um, it's been a weird week. It's when like just the full range of emotions of like being absolutely petrified, especially when Archer went into shock, to being like, whoa, what is going on here? So, and I didn't even know that my book was submitted for this prize. It was like I know which cookbook awards my book is being submitted for. I had like I didn't even know this was gonna be happening, and it was such a overwhelming experience. So, but I have to backfill my journal with that because that needs to be actually while I'm here. Um, I'm gonna put down now Pacific Northwest Book Award finalist. Boop. All the exclamation points. So, yeah. What else has been going on? Because it's been a couple weeks. So there's that. Um, I don't think there has been much anything else. Oh, my I had an amazing author talk on the 3rd for the tech company, except for they paid me a compliment in the introduction, and I laughed so hard like it was the funniest joke I've ever heard. I do not handle compliments well. It's a result of complex post-traumatic stress, and normally I just leave meetings without saying a word when that happens. So I didn't leave the meeting, which is an improvement. But I did laugh my fool head off. And he's like, "Oh, we're sorry for embarrassing you." And it's just like, it's fine. You just have to ignore my ridiculousness that I can't handle compliments at all. So that was good. And oh, there was something else. Um, I don't remember. Oh, my second medication that I'm on. It worked great for 5 days, and then it just stopped working as effectively. And my immune system is just like, I'm going to beat everything. So that's a bit alarming, concerning, um, worrisome. Yeah, right, Anomic? Anomic is giving the, like, really funny, not quite the tears laugh cry emoji, but the one that comes like right before that in the hierarchy of reactions. Personal time, LCG, yes, that's right. So I'm just ridiculous. That's all there is to it. And the fact that anybody wants me to speak for them, I mean, you're bringing, is this correct? Yes, it is. It just doesn't feel right. Oh, also, I got my edits back from my agent for my contemporary YA, and there's like two tiny little things I still have to resolve, and we've decided to hold off going out on submission until my birthday in January for a lot of reasons. A lot of editors are closing early for to catch up on reading. Publishing is really slow right now. There's some books, and it's not like they're small figure deals, but there have been some books recently that are being like bought by editors, um, like a year after they've been submitted. That's how long it's taking editors to get through their submissions. Um, so I have to set my expectations accordingly. I don't know how it's going to go, but yeah, it's very much unlikely. Well, it could be, it could happen that it says lightning as break. Wait, this is from, yeah. So my break is gonna be here. on Thursday. Um, it is a yeah, huge delay. So I have to set my expectations accordingly. Um, and what else? It's 1 o'clock to here. Gosh, everything is off this week. And then all of breakfast. Got to color that in. And then I decided that I was gonna sort through my stickers to pull more stickers for decorating my biz part of my journal. And I don't have any appropriate stickers left. They're all too big or all in a style that is not mine. And I'm still on a no spend, and I'm really torn about what to do because, yeah. Do I stop a no spend for stationery stuff for a month to grab a couple sheets off of Sticky Club? I almost gave in to the temptation of getting their Advent sticker collection because the packaging is just so amazing. But oh, that's too far down. Should be here to here. But I did not. I decided to behave myself. Oh, that goes all the way. That's not far enough because those stickers are not like I thought. Well, maybe if I get some stickers for my biz, I can justify the cost. But the stickers are never appropriate for the biz part of the journal. So for the at least with my experiences, they're all too big for this part. So I did not do that. Actually, this is probably going to be canceled. My workshop on Thursday is likely to be canceled because so far only one person has registered, and I need a minimum of 5 people to register. So I'm probably going to postpone it till January, try again then, and like just cycle everything back. So I'm going to first start with grocery delivery. Yeah, that's right. My goodness. Delivery. Did I say I still have not unboxed my Avec? My Avec arrived. Did I talk about my Avec? I don't think I did because we didn't have a stream. So yes, I decided I needed an Avec. Oh, I did talk about it. And I did show on my last stream how I plan to use it. Still haven't unboxed it. It's still in the box, which wow. So I have to shoot the unboxing video. I still have to edit my unboxing of my Jibun. I'm going to put that on my to-do list for this week. So, edit, Jibun, unboxing, film, hobo, unboxing, and then edit, hobo, unboxing. I have, though, in times that I've not been dealing with all these crises, slowly updating my cooking project for next year. And I think I have. Have you tried Kinboard? No, I don't even know what that is. Now I have to Google that. I've got over half the recipes picked, and I may just start there. I don't know. Kinboard planner. Interesting. Is there somewhere else to get it other than AliExpress? Because AliExpress is not reliable to get stuff in Canada. It's on Etsy? Really? Comparing Hobonichi and Kinbo. The grid size is smaller and there are more pages. This is, oh, it's a day free. See, if it was a contender for a day free, I need the days. But that's continue on the web. That looks promising. There just has to be somewhere else, some other way of getting it other than AliExpress in Canada. Interesting. I'm gonna have to watch some videos. Let me put that in this list. Where is it? YouTube videos, ideas, recommendation lists. Watch Kinboard planner videos. There we go. It's there. I can't believe this month is also almost over. To do. Okay. It's grocery delivery, milk delivery, milk deadline. I have to put, what color should I put that in? I think I will put it in my deadline. Dog surgery up there. So deadlines is 8. Actually, I'm going to put it here. Because that's an all-day thing. Dog surgery. How many dogs is TBD? Solange is saying it's available in different formats, weekdays, etc. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on that. Milk delivery, milk deadline. What else do I have happening this week? Biologic is on 16th, so here, this, so I don't forget. Biologic. And what else? I think, let me just do Remembrance Day in lieu. Remembrance Day in lieu. Oh, don't roll away. Um, breakfast. Breakfast. Break. Really don't think I'm getting anything done on Wednesday. We'll see. I'm going to do this. Break. This is funny. I mean, this works. That works. And then exercise. Exercise. Very much looking forward to be able to get into my Jibun to test things out in December. 100%. Work with different color schemes. Did I pick a theme for, yes I did, mushrooms and woodland stuff again. Autumn. Exercise. Yep, that's right. We watched the Blackberry movie yesterday because it's on CBC free because it was created in partnership with CBC. I think you have to rent it in every other place in the world, and it was really funny. It was good. They take a lot of creative licenses, like they say right at the beginning, that it's a fictionalized version based off of true people, like real life people and events, but it is highly fictionalized, but it's good. I mean, they've added a lot of drama to it, which I enjoy. My priority this week is going to be admin because admin day is one. Because I am not going to be getting much done with dogs recovering from surgery. Other than that, and I mean, this whole entire month. It's amazing how medical emergencies can just, whether they're your own or family members, because your pets are family members, it's completely, and I should not have colored the top of that. This color, priority. Actually, my priority is going to be edit videos this week. Planning can be put off just a bit longer. Because I'm almost done. I have enough planned where I can make a cooking schedule for a few months anyways. Okay. Social media creation is GG. Right here. It's the week after. So you may or may have not have noticed there's no stream scheduled for the 25th. It's because I have a meeting at the same time um, with a project that I'm working on with disability without poverty on the 25th. Live plan with me. So on the 18th, I may just set up December. I may just do that on the 18th. And now admin color is BG020. Yes. I have to get my outline as well. These colors are just too similar. Continuing and prep. It doesn't seem right, but it is. Continuing and prep. Okay, what color do I outline with? Do, do, do. You all have your Thanksgiving coming up to you, don't you? That's next. That's your United States Thanksgiving weekend is on the 25th, yeah? So it kind of works out that there's no stream, I suppose, for American people. I mean, the rest of the world does no good. Admin time 23. Go. I was going to buy the full 100 and whatever combo brush pen set. Yes, on the 23rd is the holiday. Thanks, Anomic. I was going to buy, yeah, the whole 108 or whatever it was combo brush pen set because it is half the price as it was when it first came out. But then the dog health issues happened, and every single spare money is going to that because, yeah, it's a bill we were not expecting. Not expecting at all. Okay, continuing edit and prep. Um, I need to write in. What color is writing? And if you want to help out, I'm maybe doing a GoFundMe. Buy Crip Up the Kitchen or tell other people to buy Crip Up the Kitchen. Because even though I won't get royalty, my next royalty statement should be arriving sometime this month, and then afterwards it will be next summer or May. No, May is when I'll get my next royalty check. But that will help. Royalties will help pay off the huge debt that we're about to go into. Writing CG020. Um, yeah, buy my book. Tell other people to buy my book. That costs you nothing. But I will hopefully by next weekend have a GoFundMe or maybe even just a donation link on my website. I don't know yet. Some way for people to help out with the $10,000 of vet bills. Gosh, it just makes me ill thinking about it. Right in that color, and then a business meeting on Thursday, even though it's likely to be canceled. MG020. 3:30 workshop. And where did I put my admin color? BG. There we go. Workshop prep. Yes, you will. Is that to telling people to buy my book? Prep. I'm assuming. Do you not have pet insurance? No, we do not, because it is for both dogs is like $200 a month, and they have been relatively healthy. And was not in our budget, and so we can't even with Ziggy wouldn't have been able to get it anyways because with Ziggy it's a pre-existing condition, and they don't cover pre-existing conditions. Tell people to buy the book. Yes, thank you, Anomic. So no, this is all out of pocket. It's completely emptying our savings, maxing out our credit cards. So it's stressful, very stressful, but it has to be done. And it's funny, like, yeah, when we bought them, they had pet insurance for the first month after their birth because they were purchased from a reputable breeder, and it's just part of their first vaccines, tattoos, and health insurance for a month. It's part, and first vet checks and all that other stuff is part of buying a dog here. And we just never, there's no history of health issues in their family tree. Like all that stuff is, yeah, it's very sad to hear. All that stuff has never been an issue in their lineage. Like we know their history. We know we have like their family tree back 6 generations. We know exactly where they come from. all that other stuff. Um, the breeder is their dogs are like award-winning dogs, show dogs and stuff like that. They're very good dogs, healthy. So we just figured like why spend that $200 a month? Which next time, Solange pays $1,000 sec per year for each cat I have. Yeah, that's a lot. So you're paying almost $100 a month per animal as well, or 100 sec. I don't know what that would be in Canadian dollars. But yeah, it's with my own medical bills, we pay close to $1,000 a month for my medical bills that are not covered by our universal medical, like for my aids and medications that aren't covered and stuff like that. Last year, we paid close to $30,000 for my medical needs out of pocket. So with my own out of pocket medical stuff, I mean, it's expensive, my own medical needs. And so it's just never been an issue. We've had lots of pets and it's never been an issue. So now we're double thinking next time we get a pet, what are we going to do? And if we get pet insurance, that means we can only have one pet. We can't have four like we have now, because we can't afford it for four. That would be like $5,000 a year. Um, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for 8. Hopefully my um do it with both. My royalty check when it comes in sometime this month will be bigger than. Why is this drying out already? No, cannot happen. Will be bigger than anticipated. Solange is saying we have security in society, so when we go to the doctor, we pay $200 for a visit, and then you get all the care because all of us Swedes pay taxes for healthcare. Yeah, so we have universal healthcare, and we pay $0 for doctor's appointments, emergency room visits, scans, diagnostics, all that other stuff. Dental is not covered, eye appointments are not covered, and my mobility aids are not covered. Some of my medications aren't covered, like the biologics that I'm on, the second biologic that I'm on right now, because it's an off-label use, it is not covered, and that's costing $100 a week. My other biologic that is $5,000 a month is covered. Some of my medications are covered, some of them aren't. My wheelchair is not covered. My PAP machine isn't, or CPAP machine isn't covered. Any upgrades that we have to make to the house, so that I can use my house is not covered. So all that stuff, aids to help me around the house or when I'm like working on a job because I need to have an aid for my wheelchair. That's not covered. Um, so we have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses that are on top of doctor's visits and scans because I have 10 doctors and um, all that others, and not all my medications are covered. So between disability aids, CPAP machines, and medications, we have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses every single year for my disabilities. Solange is also saying 126 dollars, 126.62, use comma in Europe in French, um, Canadian dollars for the cat every year, or Canadian. See, that's expensive. Yeah, so you get everything if I need it. So you get wheelchairs, and if you needed a CPAP machine, you get all that stuff covered because that's not we're right now, part of the government is covering or is fighting for universal dental and universal eye. Also, my eyeglasses are like $1,000 a year. I have to get new glasses because again, my current glasses aren't working, but I can't afford the $1,000 that it costs because I need very specific, wow, very specific task lenses, and they're really expensive to create so I can work. Otherwise, I can't. I have no vision whatsoever. So, dog surgery. So yeah, it's expensive being disabled in Canada. Um, and I'm saying yes, I think the tax rate is really high. See, in Canada, we pay less taxes than in America, and we have and the really bizarre thing about healthcare in Canada versus the U.S. is we pay less in personal income taxes by about 3%, and we have like universal primary medical, like the things that are considered necessary medical care. So mental health is also not covered in Canada. So parts of the government are fighting to change that. And also, so we pay less in taxes than than the average American do, and more American tax. Oh, in Switzerland, yes, and in America, more tax dollars are spent on healthcare than in Canada, and yet you all have your primary form of healthcare is like, and I'm saying per capita, not until you per capita, America pays more in healthcare dollars as well. So it's really weird, America's healthcare situation, just from that standpoint alone. But yeah, Switzerland, I mean, the Nordic countries, um, but Sweden, Solange lives in Sweden, which I don't think is technically a Nordic country, right? Even though it's in North, even though it's in that area, but Sweden is not technically a Nordic country, or is that changed? I'm always unsure about, or no, it's Finland. That's not a Nordic country. Sweden is a Nordic country. Um, the Nordic countries have like they even house people. I watch lots of videos about what it's like to live on in Norway, which is has a similar system as Sweden, and like they have pretty much no unhoused population, um, all that. It's like their social safety net is amazing, and I would gladly give 50% of my taxes if people were not unhoused as just the bare minimum. And I'm saying yes, we go out of the country like Mexico if we need other stuff. Yeah, that's just bizarro to me. Sorry, people who are new here, and this is a social justice channel as well as a planning channel. That's just what I do. It's the areas that I work in, and it can't. This channel may not be for everybody. Um, so yeah, it's that part of it is bizarre to me. But to have the social safety net that the Nordic countries have, I would. I mean, and that's what the NDP is kind of parts of the NDP are the parts. Part of the Canadian government, one of the parties are pushing to strengthen our social safety net. I mean, and just for the fact like food banks are like not a thing in the Nordic countries because of their like people are. It is interesting to hear. Okay, I'm glad. People are very yeah, just mental health and poverty and like your food, you don't have to worry about going hungry. You don't have to worry about becoming unhoused. You don't have to worry about any of that. And you have a society that's much healthier as a result. I'm actually amazed that Canada is able to compete is like with Sweden and Norway and Denmark as far as like things like happiness scale. and stuff because our social safety net is nothing like the Nordic countries. And I'm saying, I feel like our tax system is bonkers. The more you make, the less you pay. Yeah, that's not the case in Canada. And we're wanting to put on a extra tax for the ultra rich. What am I looking for? LWG. Yes, this is TV me. Um, but yes, taxes are a good thing. And most Canadians also agree that taxes are a good thing. Lowering taxes alone is not a thing that you can really run on politically in Canada. In the US, I know taxes is like everything when it comes to like the primary concern of a lot of America has to do with taxes and taxation. And it's very individualistic. Um, Solange, I'm curious, and I may not be understanding this correctly. Your university, post-secondary education, is that free there? I heard that it is, but that could not be the truth. So I'm very curious if you have like from preschool, kindergarten, whatever it's called, like all the way to the end of post-secondary education university, if that is paid for or like for free, universal in the Nordic countries. Because that's another thing that I think should be done here. And then WG. Where are you? Here we go. I mean, tuition is not expensive in Canada compared to America, but it's expensive now compared to what it was when I was in university. Even when adjusted for inflation, it is expensive. When you're a kid, it's free. Yeah. So it's when you're a kid, it's free here too. I'm just curious about. But is it cheap for university, post-secondary, like to get your degree? What is the average cost of tuition? Curious about how it compares. What are we watching this week? Finished watching the morning show, and the season was not as, I mean, as much as I love what's this pickle from Mad Men. Why can't I think of his name? I feel like the season was not as good as the first two seasons or three seasons, whatever was prior to this. But that may just be me. Am I done only murders? Okay, yeah, we finished the morning show. So there's no more Star Trek. I don't know. We're almost done Baywatch. Gosh. Oh, I know what we may be watching. Bones of Crows. I mean, take out a student loan and it is based on how long you study. Yeah, we take out student loans here as well, but like how much does it cost per year? Do you know? I'm gonna Google this. Tuition, Sweden. So 75,000. I don't want not for international students. That's cheap though. 25,000 euro per year for an international student. So between 80,000 and 140 SEK per year. That's international students. I want residents. I don't want international for Sweden, Swedish citizens. Um, Solange is saying, when you're old, likely for the how long you will study for the tuition. Yeah, some of us did get our loans forgiven here in the West. I saw that. Um, okay, so approximately 8,000 to just under 10,000 US dollars per year in 2021, USD per year. So it is slightly more expensive than Canada. I mean, that's Canadian dollars. That's like it's like $8,000, 6,000 to 8,000 Canadian dollars a year for university in Canada. So slightly more expensive than maybe twice the price as it is in Canada. Studying a degree at a university or college in Sweden is free and entitles you to study funds for central study aid consists of a grant and a loan. Okay, so you do have borrowing money for CSN is of course voluntary. You do not have to pay back. So it is free. When you're old like me, it's free. That's so wow. How do I become a Swedish citizen and get free so I can get free university? Wow. See, that's amazing. So yeah, if you're younger, you pay, but if you're older, if you're a mature student, what would we call a mature student in Canada? It's free. That's amazing. Wow. I think I might be done Baywatch that Wednesday at the latest, and then we have a whole bunch of stuff to catch up on. I have to figure out what we're gonna watch. What are we gonna watch Monday? I think tonight. Hmm. There's so I've maybe the end of Bones of Crows on Monday. Bones of Crows. It's probably where we'll be. Then Haha Tuesday and Traders Canada. And then Wednesday, Kids Ruin Everything and Survivor. Survivor. And then Thursday, I was all the way back to Barry. Jeez. Magnum. Oh, there was no shows this week, and is it because of Veterans Day in America that there were no American shows this week? There was no Magnum, there was no Masked Singer, there was no Quantum Leap. And the only thing I can think of is because it's a holiday week in the US. Transplant. Oops. And then Quantum Leap. And Transplant. And then Masked Singer. And Murdoch. To figure out what we're going to watch next Sunday. You have to figure out what new show to watch. Um, yes, we have Veterans Day today, but everyone had off. Yes. So today is Remembrance Day, Armistice Day, Armistice Day in Canada. But none of our, like, no Canadian programming was, like, our Canadian programming aired per usual. But any US-based show didn't have a new episode this week. And so I'm just wondering if it has, because sometimes I know, like, even on Thanksgiving weeks, a lot of your shows are preempted. And so I'm just wondering if the fact that today is Veterans Day in the US has to do with the fact that there was no new episode of Magnum Quantum Leap and The Masked Singer. There was just no new episodes of anything this week. What else do I have to schedule? It's really interesting to me that you all don't celebrate Remembrance/Armistice Day. And instead you have Veterans Day, which is different than Remembrance Day/Armistice Day. It's fascinating to me that you all don't celebrate or commemorate the end of World War I and pay tribute to fallen soldiers on today, and instead have a memorial type day in May. And also, your Veterans Day celebrations are like really pompy and circumstancy. And here in Canada, like today's just a very somber, quiet day filled with sadness and grief and respect. Yeah, but your Memorial Day doesn't celebrate the end of the First World War. Like on Remembrance Day/Armistice Day, we have a minute of silence at 11:11. That's when the war officially ended, and we have a whole bunch of ceremonies specific to that time. And it's all about the world wars. And then in recent years, we started to include soldiers who have died after the world wars, but it's very much around 11:11 on the 11th day, or 11 o'clock, sorry, at 11 o'clock on 11:11. 2 minutes of silence. Um, and it's a very somber affair. And there's no like no, I shouldn't laugh about this. It's just bizarre. It's an interesting cultural difference. Like there's like veterans discounts on meals and stuff today in the US, and I just find that we don't have any of that. Like veterans do not get discounts for anything in Canada. We don't have the same. It's just interesting to me. And it's interesting to me that instead of commemorating you're celebrating something today while the rest of the world is specifically celebrating the end of World War One, or in both wars, and yours is like more general, and it's just like I don't understand why. I should look it up one day. I had a friend who's also was in the Canadian Forces who was stationed in the US for a long time, and it baffled them so much. Like and it made them, some parts of it feel very uncomfortable that they're having, like on the Canadian base, they're having their things while America has their pomp and circumstance. Um, and I was saying we had too many wars, I guess. We just celebrate all the fallen vets, and those are interesting. Interesting. That could be it. That could be it. I'm really gonna have to like research that more because there has to be a reason beyond. I mean, it's not like the US didn't participate in the world wars. So why aren't they? It's just, yeah, it's fascinating to me. I'm looking for, like, oops. None of these are autumn per se. It's back. Oh, there's some in here that are autumny. Will both of these fit? Well, I gotta do my dog food making days. I think I'm making dog food today. Let me look at my calendar. This will help me here. Today is the 11th, so yes. So it's the 14th. Dog. And Friday. Let's see if we can fit. Revolutionary, Civil, World War One, Two, Vietnam, Korean, yeah, the Gulf Wars. Yeah, so whereas in Canada, I mean, we've had soldiers fall during, I mean, we were active combat role. We played an active combat role in Afghanistan, but outside of that, it's like we've done a lot of peacekeeping missions, Bosnia, um, lots of peacekeeping missions in Africa. Where else? Lots of places. But we haven't been, like, outside of the world wars in Afghanistan, we've been peacekeeping and not active soldiering. But we've had a lot of Canadians die in peacekeeping missions. So, because of that, we started to include those soldiers on Remembrance Day, as well as Canadian soldiers who died in Afghanistan. Oh, it's a little bit crooked, but it will not peel off. I like that. I mean, that is like more spring, and that one's fall, autumn, but they work. What else? Wanted to backfill, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I might. So much. Like, for real. It's completely... Like, how far back do I decide to go? I don't know. I really don't know. I think... Can I just leave it? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like a lot. Amonomics saying, I guess if we only focus on World War One, a lot of fallen would be lost out. For some reason here, World War One vets, very racist as well, huh? Yeah, so we don't only focus on World War One. Now it's both world wars, but the main, like the main moment that the ceremonies revolve around is the armistice, because it was supposed to be like the war to end all wars, and it didn't. And so our saying for today is lest we forget. And people have been lesting and forgetting because like of an increased rise in hate and fascism. And so this year I paid even more attention to the saying that we have, lest we forget, because if we forget, then we're going to repeat the atrocities. And yeah, World War One was supposed to be the war to end all wars. And so that is why the main, like, we have the cenotaph, we lay wreaths to fallen soldiers, we lay a wreath to the unknown soldier, we lay a wreath to every year a soldier who died, who was a child, like one soldier to represent all the children, so, like the child, all soldiers are children of somebody, but to pay tribute to like recognizing the grief parents feel by losing their children, because a lot of soldiers are younger people. A lot of soldiers who die are young. So we lay a wreath specifically to commemorate young soldiers and their grief-stricken parents. This year's younger soldier was a peacekeeper in Bosnia when they died. Um, and so it's all about never forgetting so that we don't repeat it again. Namak saying, yes, that is going around all over. The never again to anyone was supposed to be the saying of the Jews, but now we have decided this genocide for Palestine is okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, and that's the whole, like, hate crimes have gone up in Canada. The world is falling apart, it seems. Yes. So this year, Remembrance Day has been extra thoughtful, at least for those who have been, and we wear a poppy on Remembrance Day because of Flanders Field, which was a poem written, but Poppy, there was a mass grave in Europe of fallen soldiers, and poppies grew on that grave. And so poppies have become a symbol of fallen soldiers in Canada, and we wear them from the beginning of November until Remembrance Day. The UK wears a poppy as well for the same reason. Um, and they also, Flanders Fields is a poem that's also recited on their ceremonies as well for the same reason. It was all when we were fighting together as the Commonwealth of Nations during the World War One. What else should I put in here? I feel like I'm missing something. No. I'm gonna add stuff though in here. So, was it the week before? Was the 31st? No, it was the 30th. Yeah, so from the 30th is when the vet appointment was. Okay, so, Archer, ER. And then Tuesday, Archer, vet. Thursday, Ziggy, vet. Should put, though, on the 3rd, keep track of that in here. This is how we'll backfill this for now, because I need to. 3rd of November, Archer, rupture. And then Ziggy was on Wednesday. No, Thursday. Yes. Ziggy, rupture. Gosh, this week is just blending in with each other. Okay, I can backfill that much because I need to remember those things. And Ziggy's vet was actually on Friday. And I had another food meeting on Friday. Okay. Let me double check because there's other appointments I need to add in here. That is right. The 20th and so this is canceled. Calendar month. So, primary care consultation. And then again on the 25th. Yeah. Oh, I have an interview on Tuesday. Oh, oh, I need to put that in my schedule. Good thing I checked this. Wow, I haven't updated this in like way too long. Okay, let me put that in my um, schedule this week. Otherwise, that will be bad if I don't show up. And I'm saying in 1954, after lobbying efforts by veteran services organizations, the 83rd U.S. Congress amended the 1938 Act that has made Armistice Day a holiday by replacing the words armistice with veterans via Google. Fascinating. Thank you for searching that. Very fascinating. So what time is my interview on Tuesday? 1 o'clock. So that's a business meeting. This is for a podcast with the Disability Accessibility Net. Hold on, I'm going to look this up in a second. So, interview. This is for a U.S. thing that is mandatory regarding disabilities, and every state and territory needs to have this organization in them. And Amik wanted to know as well for the thing. Um, mm, email. Hold on. Author email. Jack. National Disability Rights Network is what the podcast that I'm going to be on. And that's a thing, a federal organization, and there's like one office in every state and territory, and it's mandatory, and it's like what it is. It's resource advocacy thing for disabled Americans, and I think it's part of the Accessibility Act, the ADA, I think it's called, the Accessible Disability Act, ADA. What does it stand for, Anomic? Now I have to look it up. ADA. It's part of the ADA. I know the abbreviation. ADA. Whoops. ADA USA. No. Oh yeah. From voting to parking, ADA is a law that protects, but what does it stand for? The American with Disabilities Act. Okay. That's what it stands for. So yeah, it's for them. So I need to have an hour before that for prepping admin BG. Oh, sweet. That's what happens when I don't have time to um, prep. When I don't have time, come on, to update my journal because I'm too busy running from fire to fire. This belongs here. Okay. What else? Like, that's not enough. Let me just make sure I annotated everything. Um, I gotta color that in. Um, Business. Color that over. I mean, I can't color that over because it will smear personal. Come on. There we go. My goodness. That's the wrong color. Wow. Daily. Let me double check my schedule. Nope, calendar. Month. Archer surgery. Gotta put that in. Ziggy, but it's Ziggy now. Ziggy. Surgery. And Archer is on standby. I need to find some pupper stickers. Yeah. I think. Oh, wait, there's one more on the 22nd. Okay, that's that. Okay. I think I have filled all this in. Yeah. Hello, Jada. Jada says, joining a little bit late. Are you going to be in the Jibun next year? I'm still using the days, but going to try out the PAL. Yes. I'm going to actually, glad you joined. We're 15 minutes left here, just fine. But so answer your questions. Yes, I will be in the Jibun next year. It will be again the biz and the days. I'll be using it pretty much the same way as I've been using it for the past 2 years. Um, and then, so I don't know how many of my videos you've watched. I've some time ago, because I got a special kit for my Jabun for 2024. I'm going to be editing my unboxing video and finally, hopefully, getting it posted this week. I'm also going to be in the Hobonichi avec next year, specifically for a project that I'm working on. I use Hobonichi for project-specific things, and I explained it to Solange a couple weeks ago, but I will explain it again because Anamik wasn't here. Anamik was on holiday, and you're here. So this is another hobo avec that I use for a cooking project. And I have a setup video for this one as well. And for my new cooking project, it's going to be almost identical. Um, so I'm going to create a title page, and this is just going to be a dashboard to put sticky things until I find a place to sort them. This will be the table of contents still. And the calendar, again, will be a shopping and cooking schedule like with before. Um, the week section is going to be images and complete shopping lists, and other things, other noteworthy items are going to go in the week section. And then again, I'm going to do a color chart that's going to be similar. And then for each month, so each month is going to be, oh gosh, I can't remember. I might have to go back and look at the video. January is going to be sauces, like bases. So crusts that will be at the beginning, any spice mixes, stuff like that will be January. And then there's 10 different sections in the cookbook, each having 10 recipes, and that's where I'm starting that on May. So I think February is actually going to be bases, and I have to look back at my video from 2 weeks ago to see what I'm going to use January for. Should have written it down. And then all the months are going to be dedicated. Oh, I think January is going to be miscellaneous notes dedicated to each section. So 10 recipes. So like pies and tarts, and one section cookies is another section. Sections like they have in a cookbook is going to be each month. Um, and Jada saying, okay, I can't wait to see that video. It's so nice when you find what works for you. Only reason I don't have a weekly Jabun is because the vertical layout is too narrow for me. Yeah, so I'll quickly go over my Jabun with you right now and let you know how I use it. So for the biz section, this is my monthly. I use the big overall month at a glance, and how like the big important meetings that I have in a month. Not the little thing, but the big things that I have to plan my whole entire day around. And then the to-do column I use for things that I would like to get done. They don't have deadlines, but things I would like to get done in the month. You don't have to be done. It's just a nice little bonus. And then I decorate at the end of the month as I want to. And then for my weeks is my hour by hour appointments. Not necessarily any note taker or anything, but I do like my priority for the week at the top. Anything that I have to remember for the day goes in this section. Um, TikTok deliveries that are happening, whatever. So I use my week as an overview of my appointments, how I spent my time each week. So when I'm bidding on jobs or whatever, I know how much time it takes on a task. So that is how, and I back like I um, I set up my week with the things that I know are scheduled, and then as I work during the week, I fill it in with how I spent my time. So it helps me to time track for specific tasks, is how I use this. And everything is color coded so that at a glance, I can see how I spent my time on specific tasks. And then I use the days and I also decorate my days. So my days has my to-do lists, and then it has my hour by hour. I do a one sentence journal about my day. Um, the top, like, if there's anything special I have to remember for the day, I do that. I use the mood tracker, and then Sundays, I journal about my week because Sundays are a personal day. So I use Sundays to journal about my week. So that's like a quick overview of how I use my Jibuns. Anomik is saying that they have to head out a bit early because our food has arrived. It was nice chatting with you, and I hope to see you next week. Yes, thank you, Anomik, for coming by. Enjoy your food. So yeah, that's how I use my Jabun. And somewhere in my library, I have a playlist of setup videos. And in there is my setup videos for my Jaboons over the years, so you don't have to wait for my current one. And there's a setup videos for the Hobonichis and how I use those for project planning, um, for when I write a book, because I'm an author. I'm also a photographer by job. So I use Hobonichi for project planning and keeping track of big projects, and I use my um, Jaboons as my daily TikTok for both work and personal life. Um, and when I'm doing things like recipe developing, like sometimes I run out of pages. This is my days from last year. Like I add extra pages that I need some at some point for like sketches for photography, stuff like that. I use the table of contents to keep track of where all of this extra stuff that I have to shove in for. So I really I like the combination. Jabun is my favorite because it has like I use the Gantt charts in them for actual like project planning. I use all the pages of my Jabun um, to track different things. But I like the Hobonichi for project planning. Um, yeah, so that's a quick overview, but I have lots of videos if you want to go back and not wait until I get around. My last few months have been hectic with a lot of health emergencies between me and my dogs, and so I'm a little bit behind on getting extra videos outside of my weekly plan with me's posted. So that's that. What did I get? Um, yeah, I did this, but there was no stickers to grab. So behind. What? I feel like I'm missing something, so I need to double check. I got everything set up. Oh, this is for me. I track my energy levels throughout the day too, because I'm a spoonie, and so it just kind of helps me figure out, keep, be mindful about my energy, and so that I don't overdo it and end up in bed because I make myself more ill than my baseline. Um, I think though, I'm caught up. Jade is saying Jaboon is their favorite too. They use the B6 slim size. The hour by hour always stumps me because a big part of your day job is not looking at it since you're a teacher. I would really like to track how I spend my time when I get home from work because sometimes I just go home and go to sleep. Yeah, I understand that. Um, He's a B6. The hour by hour always stumps me because a big part. So are you a so you can use your so I don't know where you teach. I'm gonna go by assumption like how it works in Canada for teaching. So you can use your hour by hour for like your prep time, what subject matter you're teaching every hour. Um, when you have your prep time every day, you could use it. That's how I would use it. If I was a teacher, I would use it for basically um, planning my teaching schedule. If you are a high school teacher and teach a single subject, then you're basically like figuring out what unit you're on. But you can use it for that too. Like today, this is what I'm teaching for each specific, like, because you're not always in the same place with every single class that you're teaching if you're like a high school teacher. You're in Florida. Oh, so that is. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your emoticon, but I understand. I understand when you say that you're a teacher in Florida. Yeah, so my condolences is what I'm going to say to that. Um, so I would, oh, that makes it even more complicated. Um, yeah, I would use the hour to figure out like what you need to mark, but you call it grading. So what you need to grade, or if you are having like if you're in specifically in a prep block because your students are somewhere else, or like if you're teaching social studies or math or English, whatever those time periods are, and then use it like if you I have a specific color for deadline. So if there's some type of lesson you need to prep for a specific day, you can make sure that's in there so you have like a running reminder or an at a glance, like this is what I have to do for my week. Jada's saying, but yeah, it's the same as you're explaining. You may get an A5 for teaching. It might work. I teach middle school English. Yeah, so I would totally use the A5 for middle school English, specifically just to like keep track of what block, like what class I'm teaching. What I'm like you may middle school English, you could be teaching different grades in that middle school English. And so today I have like I'm teaching grade six this, and we're on this book or whatever, and just keep track of where you are in what I have to prep for. We're starting this unit on this day. Like that's how I would use it if I were a teacher. Like and have it all color coded. Here, this is you can see it a little more color coded vibrant on this. Like this is how so I can very easily see at a glance how I'm spending my time on what specific tasks each week. And this is looks very much like a school schedule. So yeah, I mean that's how I see it for a teacher. Oh, I almost knocked my shelf over up here. Focus. So, with that, it is time. Jade, thanks for popping in for the last, or Jada, sorry. Thanks for popping in for the last 15 minutes. Um, I hope to see you again sometime, either as at the last minute, that is fine, or on watching on replay, subscribe, like, all those things. I will be back next Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British Standard Time. GMT is what it is now for everybody. We're back to the 8 hour difference. Thank goodness, because I hate having to do that silly math when we do our daylight saving time different. Have a great week, and I hope again to have these two videos up this week about my Jibun for 2024 and my Hobo for 2024. You take care as well, Solange. You take care, Jada. Be safe. Be safe. And I hope everybody has a fantastic week.